Hi guys, hello, it's MicheleMarieDalene, and today we're going to talk about a common YouTube topic. It affects almost every single YouTube content creator, and it is called the monetization system or the demonetization system. And I wanted to give you my opinions on it. Now, there's been so many videos on it that I know my videos just give me one of many. But I thought I'd give you my take. Around 2016, YouTube started getting advertisers complaining that they didn't want to have advertisement placed on videos that they found offensive, such as videos such as ISIS recruitment, strong right side propaganda, and some strong left side propaganda as well. They did claim it was it didn't matter if you're right side or left side, and that turns out to be questionable, but we're not going to go there. We're just going to say is that a lot of YouTube content creators, even those that are moderates, have been, advertisers have scrambled and said, we don't want to pay for this, we don't want to sponsor this. So YouTube decided they already were using AI software before for other things. This is how you get your recommendations, video recommendations, is done through a software program. So they decided to expand the AI software to help deal with copyrights and demonetization of videos based on copyrights and copyright strikes and all that. And the problem is that the terms of service, you can apply every single terms of service to your video and do everything you can to be technically a good YouTube producer, and still find yourself dealing with that your video is demonetized by the bot. And the problem is they're not telling us producers what kind of guidelines the bot is actually looking for. They certainly do point out that anything that causes any risk or harm or is sexually explicit, or any sexual activity at all whatsoever in a video, or is dangerous, as I said, or your language is inappropriate for your audience, could definitely result in YouTube taking a stance against you, and as well as stealing of copyrighted material. And that's great. We knew that, and those of us in the YouTube realm that have done our best to follow the rules of the law, and let's be honest, YouTube is huge. So when I say rules of the law, I'm not necessarily talking about something set by a government body here, but I can certainly talk about that too, since the copyright issue is a legal thing that has to do with laws in different countries. But in this case, your video may be totally clean. It may have totally copyright-free issues, no issues, copyright language is clean, your topic is clean, you're not discussing anything inappropriate, and all of a sudden, you go from a green circle with a white dollar sign to an orange circle with a white dollar sign, and you keep asking yourself, what did I do, or what does my video do that would deserve such a change in status? And you may not have done nothing like this one YouTube expert who's in the know has experience with working with the AI directly. It's just that the software has, comes up with its own sense of what is good and what is bad. Well, if you're going to have a single AI software program trying to determine the video quality of all the YouTubes, why don't you create a couple so you can have a jury? Not just one judge, but a whole bunch of judges. So that could actually independently verify or contradict the claim of the first AI, so that the two have to agree to either give or to not give monetization. The video I did when it was the two Illumis yesterday originally was a green circle with a white dollar sign. Then it turned into an orange circle with a white dollar sign. about 5 hours later. The question is what changed? The content didn't change. I didn't change anything after I uploaded that. So why did it change the circle? Is it because that AI bot took this long to go to my channel just to see a new video and decide that it's time to go ahead and interact and change? That's kind of stupid. I think it's really stupid, actually. So I think YouTube needs to work some more on the software. And speaking of AIs, it is related in a sense, because we see that now they have come up with androids in different countries. The one that is located in Saudi Arabia is pretty sophisticated. The ones in Japan are even more sophisticated. But here's the deal. You listen to Alex Jones and the way he's saying it, and Elon Musk too. They both kind of say the same thing. Is that the problem with the AI system is what happens when the AIs outfox us, and turn us, into subservient slaves. Now, to understand that, we have to look at a Star Trek episode about Landru to understand what happens when a computer has enough AI technology that can actually figure out, for example, who's going to live, who's going to die, and things like that. It's kind of hard to believe, but they really can get that bad, where we can get AIs that could kind of become our overlords. We were the creators, just like the case of the Cylons were in Battlestar Galactica. All of a sudden, now we have replaced our overseers. We have thrown off the yoke of the overseers, and now we will go ahead and destroy all humans. That is what Alex Jones was ranting and raving about. Now, I'm not going to say he's wrong, because we're watching the YouTube AI bot, and that's exactly what I'm seeing is happening. Remember, the AI bot is constantly fed a fresh source of food called electricity. It doesn't know anything about what happens in the real world between, videos. It doesn't know, for example, that you have to take care of family and friends, or you have to eat, and you gotta pee and poo, and you gotta do all that, and then pay bills and, clean the house and clean the yard. So by the time you're done doing all that, and you upload a video, okay? So it doesn't know that the money that it's telling you that you're not entitled to is going to affect your ability to possibly buy a bag of groceries that week. We're not talking about big channels here. I mean, it's affecting the big ones too, but it's affecting the little guys. As one example gave by the YouTube creator or YouTube expert, he says, if you go from $2,000 a month to $20 a month, which is what happened to a lot of people in the apocalypse, the people saw their entire monthly revenues plummet down into the floor because they couldn't make any more money. Because now, instead of just doing videos and doing the things that they love, now they have to constantly fight with this AI bot software by remonetizing videos that it keeps demonetizing. And it doesn't give a good reason why. And it also doesn't explain, what does it mean by limited or no ads? Well, it's the limited ads that I wonder about. Who is the advertisers? Who are they? Okay? The no ads. Well, what if I said this a couple days, about a week ago. What if I wanted to go ahead and find my own advertisers? Why wouldn't YouTube allow me to find my own advertising? That would be a good choice. But they only offer that for really big channels, not the little small fries. So, we can't do that either. So we're kind of at the mercy of the bot, which is telling us, this week you can eat sirloin steak, next week you can eat ground sausage patties. That's kind of sad. It's like, but unfortunately, the problem is the bot's not human. It doesn't have a human intelligence. It doesn't have human feelings. Unless somebody can, maybe give the robot software. I want to say it's a robot because we do have a robot story, which is the one in Saudi Arabia. If somebody ever gives a robot or an AI software program human compassion and human understandings of what goes on in the real world, that would be kind of maybe different. But the AI bot is simply just not going to do that. It doesn't care. It doesn't. AdSense advertising bots is going to go, I'm sorry you don't like the fact that I don't think your video is suitable for our audience. Here's an appeal button. And yeah, I click it a lot. A lot. To say to YouTube's robot, hey, look, you made a mistake. This video, you already approved it. And they originally said from when I first uploaded it that it was good. And now you're saying the video is bad. Now, why is the video bad after it was originally approved in the first place? Now, I don't know if that bot was the one who approved it in the first place, or if it was just automatically approved, and then the bot goes around and starts sniffing around in the hard drives and says, that's a new video. Gee, let me look at the description. Description doesn't sound offensive. Let's listen to the video. What is Michelle and Lemmy saying about the other Michelle and Lemmy? Why do I feel that this is not appropriate for all advertisers? Without knowing the bot, after all, I can't ask the bot. Well, Mr. or Mrs. Bot, I mean, is it a man or a female bot? I don't know. I don't think robots even have a gender. Maybe they do. I don't know. But just like it said in the future on a case against Bender, and he said, the chicken lawyer says, Your Honor, you're talking about the judge, he said, talking about, actually, defender, it was Bender, yeah, he said, all Bender is an automaton that just does what he's programmed to do. Now, the judge is a robot himself, and so after the judge thought about that, he had to agree. Case dismissed. Because Bender didn't have free will. How could he have free will? He's a machine. He's doing what you tell it to do, and so therefore it doesn't have free will. But this is the reason why I mentioned about the robots that we see in Japan and the one that's being promoted in Saudi Arabia. That android has been given citizenship. And the question is this... And I know, so you're going to say, do you have claims to that? Do you have copyright? You have proof? I got proof. I can post several links to that AI bot. A robot. One of them is actually from Alex Jones and his outtake on it. I will put that up as a link, so you can read that. And the other one is the actual website itself, where the AI bot is demonstrating her abilities to have a natural, human-like conversation with people. But the demonetization robot it's this piece of software. There's no roving nothing. It doesn't even move. It has no wheels. It has no feet. It can't go anywhere. Everything is controlling is the fate of YouTube creators. It's also, of course, affecting the fate of YouTube itself. Because every time it demonetizes a video, YouTube loses a cut of advertising revenue. Okay? You lose a cut of advertising revenue. YouTube is a big expense. If you ever can imagine how big and how expensive it is to run YouTube, the first thing that you come across your head is, how can such a large platform continue to remain free? Well, obviously, it's because it's advertiser supported. Okay? YouTube Red is basically YouTube throwing out its here and its there and saying to all those, people, hey, you know what? The advertisers, they're a good source, but we need more money. So, we'll make a deal. You give up your advertising, you give us $10 a month, and you can watch videos ad-free and no problem. That sounds great, except the only thing is it going to really stop YouTube from getting to the point where it's so top-heavy that it actually could fall on itself? That it could technically implode. It's so big. It's just enormous. I don't know. But we already know that Alphabet has already said, and I have a hard time finding the source of this. I won't try to make any quotations or anything because I don't have any direct information on this. I suppose you could probably find it in the Alphabet quarterly statements exactly how much money YouTube is making. But the thing is that YouTube is expensive and they're not making a huge fortune in revenue on YouTube. They're not making a huge loss either, although it is becoming more of a expense than it was before. Now, what about other platforms? Let's talk about that option. Twitch. Well, you're not allowed now. Go to Twitch. Go to Vimeo. Go to VidMe. Go to some other site. Well, first of all, except for Twitch, the others don't really have the kind of market share that's going to help your video reach out to this audience or the number of audiences available on YouTube. What makes YouTube so great is the fact is that it is well known by people worldwide. Whereas when I say I do video for Twitch, people might go, "Oh, I've heard of Twitch." But if I say I did a video for you or VidMe or whatever, or even Vimeo, they might go, "Huh? What's that? Is that YouTube?" No. It's like YouTube, but it's not YouTube. Oh, how do I join it? Well, yeah, how do you join it? That's a good question, because I have seen plenty of Vimeo videos, but I never really understood exactly how you joined it. And I don't even know if you can join it for free. And that's another thing YouTube has done, is they've created a free way to join YouTube and create videos, and you don't have to pay a monthly fee, and so you can create videos. But then you have to deal with the advertisers, because the advertisers are the things that keep YouTube running and keep the lights on. It keeps the computers going and the hard drive spinning and the tape drives backing up tape files. It's the essential part of the whole system is the advertisers. So if the advertisers decide to pull away from YouTube, I discussed, YouTube would be in deep trouble. So what sort of monetization bot can actually kill YouTube as well as kill the users? Because if they keep demonetizing videos, those advertisers are not going to want to stick around on a platform that starts, charging more and more to them for advertising to keep the lights on. Whereas if the monetization bot didn't exist and everybody had the green circle with the white dollar sign, automatically just subject to say every few weeks a review by a human being to determine if that video content is still acceptable for public. That, in one sense, would solve a lot of problems. But unfortunately, there's not enough human beings on YouTube to review every single video that comes out. That's not going to happen. That's never going to happen. Okay? It's just too big of a platform to do that. I mean, maybe on some small little local platform it might be possible, but YouTube is just way too big for that. However, Alphabet could certainly hire more people, which, for example, hire more Americans in United States, for example, to sit there and watch YouTube videos and determine the monetization status. And of course, that would make Donald Trump very happy, because every job that probably more people can do. It's not really a technical job. You sit there, watch a video, determine if it's appropriate, and then you basically just give them a green circle with a white dollar sign, or an orange circle with a white dollar sign, or no dollar, or black circle, or black dollar sign with a dollar sign slash right through it. That's another level. I didn't go to there, so let me talk about that real quick. There's actually another symbol, which is the bot. Once a human being who reviews that video, if that person has said, "I'm sorry, but this video is been reviewed, and this thing is totally inappropriate for people, for advertisers. Now we're going to give you a black $sign with a slash through it." That one's not easily appealable. I've got one, but also, of course, if you decide not to monetize your own videos, and I've done a few where I have not monetized them, you get something very similar to that. You get a black $sign. But you don't get a slash through it, you just get a black $sign. Okay? So, the whole system is the software is, it affects so many people's lives in so many ways that unfortunately it's going to affect YouTube itself, because if people feel that they can't make enough money to buy a loaf of bread once a week, they're going to walk away. They're not going to stay. And then, of course, they changed the rules and said, well, monetization will now only be for websites that have 10,000 views or more, which I do. I have more than 10,000 views. I got anybody here on my chinny chin chin more than any rules, but I got 11,000 views plus, 11,000 plus views. So the thing here is, it's just, it's hurting a lot of small fries. And, doesn't mean that we couldn't go on YouTube Red. No, I don't really want to be on YouTube Red. I really don't. I have no desire to be on YouTube Red. I have no desire to spend $10 a month just so I can watch videos that were demonetized, but now you have no ads at all, and you can't even make a profit on that site. Because what they pay you on YouTube Red for advertising is nothing. I don't think you pay anything to you on YouTube Red in advertising. I don't really understand it that well. I just know it's that because of my economic situation, YouTube Red would be financial suicide. There's no way I can afford to pay $10 a month. It's certainly not going to happen unless I can start seriously getting my first check from YouTube from AdSense. I should be entitled to get that check soon. Maybe in a year, maybe in 2 years, I'll get my first $100 checks. Okay? My first one, whenever that's going to be. I say about 2 years. Given that how long I've had AdSense, how long I have had monetization. The first day I had it, they turned it off, then turned it back on again. So there was a period of time when I didn't have AdSense. But nah, I never got a check either time. So yeah, I really kind of would like to get a check because I could really use that money to help defray operating expense. For example, a $100 check will pay my electric bill for 1 month, which would be a great thing. This equipment is not cheap. I don't know how many people think it is, but this stuff is not cheap. Don't forget, by the way, we are still doing that video on studio lighting, or video lighting, whatever that's going to be here. But I'm still waiting for you guys to send me some content, examples or video clips on your different favorite lighting systems. But these incandescent lights I use in my studio are expensive. Okay? I got 2 of them on right now. Each one of them is 300 watts each. Those 300 watts each bulb, okay, in their standard. And I made a mistake when I said there were 2,780 lumens. There are 5,780 lumens on the package. I'm not kidding you when I say that. These Sylvania 300 watt general purpose light bulbs, they're huge. PS25s. But they're huge. They give great light, but they cost a lot of money to run. So that's definitely true. But that's another video. I'm not going to go in there right now. But don't forget also that we have our live stream on Sunday at 6 p.m. Like I've said many times in the past, this is not moderated. This is not moderated at all. This one, we even allow you to post web links on the site as well. That is part of a test project. So when you come in, you will be able to pretty much cover everything on the video. Are we going to cover the race issues again on the live stream? Yeah, we are. Because I've had a couple of people who keep still poking fingers into at me in my cage, and they wonder why the lioness is starting to growl a little louder. You keep pointing sticks at me, sooner or later I'm going to bite. Okay? I don't want to do that. So what I mean by bite is, the fact of the matter is I have swore up and down that I am not a racist, and I'm not. And yet everybody's saying I am a racist. So we're going to talk about that on Sunday. Now, for those of you who don't know about the different time zones, let me just keep American one simple here. If you are in Atlantic time, which includes Newfoundland, Nova Scotia, your time zone is Atlantic. Yeah, it is 1 hour earlier than us. So for you, actually 1 hour later, that means that your live stream will start at 7. Eastern time starts at 6. Central time starts at 5. Mountain time starts at 4. Pacific time starts at 3. And I'm not absolutely sure about Alaska and Hawaii, but I got a feeling that Alaska may start maybe 1 o'clock? I think 2. 2 o'clock? No, I think 1 or 2, right? Okay, so the point is you guys have now information. So if you're in the Central Time, you know it starts at 5. If you're in the Mountain, you know it starts at 4. If you're in the Pacific, you know it starts at 3. And if you're in the Atlantic Time Zone, you know it starts at 7. I'm going to let you go. I'll see you tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Time with the live stream. Try to come early. And here's the main thing I always ask people to do. We don't know who the people are behind the monikers. We don't know who you really are. I don't want to get people thinking that I'm trying to pick on you because of your race or lack of race or whatever. I can't tell who you are. Okay? So if you really are truly concerned about me picking on you because of race, here's what I would do. If you got a picture on yourself, change it to a non-race picture. Just change it to something that has nothing to do with your face. That way, if we can determine if that is indeed a race issue, if I don't have any people's faces, I can't see what they look like, I can't go ahead and call them racist, now can I? At least race wouldn't be, I wouldn't be biased by race. So, just change your icon to something that's like a picture of your dog, your cat, your favorite gerbil. I don't have any particular suggestions. It's up to you. And if you really think that there's a race issue, just do that. And then we'll see how that goes. I don't know if it's going to change anything because this country's so polarized right now that the whole race thing is just kind of getting crazy. So anyway, see you tomorrow. Okay? Bye-bye. Bye-bye, everybody.